Okay. All right. Good evening, friends. I hope you can see me and hear me clearly. Okay, great. So today we are welcome to, first of all, welcome to the channel of Textbook, and we are going to talk about a very interesting subject today. That is mind maps, and you must have already filled the UPSC forms, and some of you will already be appearing. Therefore, let's talk about mind maps, what these mind maps are for the preparation of UPSC Prelims 2024. Because, friends, it, clearing any exam, especially UPSC exam, requires a very systematic approach to the preparation. As far as coverage of the syllabus is concerned, we have already spoken about how detailed and vast the syllabus is. Therefore, if we adopt a smart tactics and smart strategy, we will be able to not only cover the entire syllabus, but also revise the syllabus in an efficient manner. Friends, a small word about what is a mind map. Anybody, you can, any participant who's listening, will you just put it in the chat box? What do you understand by the mind map? It'll be nice. It'll be very participative. Okay. Okay. Plan or strategy. Yes. Plan or strategy. Yes, definitely. So, friends, without much ado, a mind map is basically a visual representation of information that is centered around a central concept or an idea or a subject. It is a diagrammatic method for representing ideas, tasks, words, or items linked to the arranged around a key concept. Now, that is the mind map. Now, mind maps are used to generate, visualize, structure, and classify ideas, and as an aid in the study, organization, problem solving, and decision making besides writing something. Okay, let's get on with the process. How to prepare a mind map. Okay, shortcut methods. Yes, Shivani Suraj. Yes, Saudamini Behra. Yes, plan or strategy. Both of you are correct. And so let's see what these how to go about this whole process. If you are able to follow this process, you will be able to put it to a very good and effective use um, of preparing the mind maps. Okay, the first ingredient of a mind map is the central idea. The central idea placed is supposed to be placed in the middle of the mind map. You take out, in fact, I will suggest that take out a pen or a pencil and a paper. Okay, and I will give you a topic right now on which we will make the mind map. Let's pick up a topic from polity and governance. Shall we say, okay, let's discuss democracy in India. Democracy in India. That is the central idea. Now make a circle and place democracy in India in that circle. Okay. Now that is what represents the main topic which is required to be explored or analyzed. Okay. Now draw a line. Consider that the central circle is in the center of the clock, and clock has 12 letters. One, two, clockwise, as we say, starting from one, two, three. Three is at 90 degrees, then six at 180 degrees, then nine is 270, and 360 is 12. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we will draw out 12 ideas, basic ideas. Democracy in India being in the center. So let's draw a line at 1 o'clock. We will put procedural democracy. Okay. Now, and at opposite 1 o'clock is 7 o'clock. I had to look at the clock. Opposite 1 o'clock is 7 o'clock. Draw a line from the center and circle and put substantive democracy. Okay. At 1 o'clock, put procedural democracy, and at 7 o'clock, put substantive democracy. Now, from these, now we have to further develop these ideas. Now, these two branches, I have given you an idea. So from the central idea, now we have to draw out the branches which will be spreading out in all directions. Each branch will represent a key theme or a subtopic related to the main idea. These branches form the hierarchical structure of the information. Okay, let me repeat. From the central idea, branches will spread out in all directions, and each branch represents a key theme or a subtopic related to the main idea. Now, these branches form a hierarchical structure of information. The third important point, so I will help you in developing the democracy in India idea. First, let me just talk about what the mind map is. The third idea is the keywords. Now, each branch is labeled with a keyword or a short phrase that captures the essence of the subtopic it represents. Each branch is labeled, meaning thereby that you put a label to each branch with a keyword. For instance, like I suggested, substantive democracy at 7 o'clock and procedural democracy at 1 o'clock. And from these subtopics, further branches will come out. Okay? The fourth ingredient, as I said, is sub-branches. Now, branches can further be divided into smaller branches, showing more detailed aspects of the subtopic. Now, this can continue as needed to represent the smaller and more specific ideas or information. The fifth element is visual elements. Friends, wherever you have a doubt, you can slow down this video or rewind it and listen to the video, and it will become clear to you. Otherwise, you can leave the comments, we will revert back to you. Visual elements, mind maps often use colors, images, symbols to enhance our memory and make the map more engaging and easier to navigate. Mind maps usually deploy following elements. They deploy colors, they deploy images, they deploy symbols to enhance the memory and make the map more engaging and easier to recall and navigate. Different colors can represent different themes or different sections, while images and symbols can serve as mnemonic devices. Mnemonic devices are, for instance, uh, various schemes, the various first letters or various things are given. For instance, I have told you four things. First is central idea, second is branches, third is keywords, fourth is sub branches. So mnemonic representation will be CBKS. CBKS. Okay. And CBKSV, because we have spoken about five things: C for central idea, B for branches, K for keywords, S for sub branches, V for visual elements. Mind maps are particularly useful for brainstorming sessions, planning projects, summarizing information, and consolidating the data from different sources, problem solving, and studying for UPSC examination. These will help you in organizing information in a way that makes it easier to understand and remember, and promoting creative thinking and efficient learning. Okay? Friends, the key to the success in UPSC is a combination of understanding of the exam pattern, thorough study, consistent revision, and regular practice with mock tests. And this process I will talk in this second part of my this conversation. Okay, now very quickly, democracy in India. Okay, so I have, I'm just writing it down in your democracy in India, essential parts for discussion. Now, uh, so now let's fill up each part of the clock: 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Okay, friends, the first chapter, the first aspect, instead of procedural democracy, let's put historical context. Okay, at 1 o'clock in that circle, please put historical context. Now, from historical context, draw one more line and write uh, understanding India's democratic roots with independence from British rule in 1947. Okay. Draw one more line. Say adoption of Indian Constitution in 1950, which established a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. I would like to remind you that socialist and secular words were added by 42nd Amendment during emergency. So initially secular and socialist were not there. So at 1 o'clock, historical context and two more lines: understanding India's democratic roots, beginning with the independence from 1947. And the second line, you will say adoption of Indian Constitution in 1950, which established a sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic republic. Any doubts so far? Have you drawn it? I'm just writing it for you. Uh, okay. So I have in the chat box written that at 1 o'clock you should write historical context, understanding India's democratic roots, beginning with independence from British rule in 1947, and adoption of Indian Constitution. So these two branches at 1 o'clock. This I am explaining you the mind map. Okay. Friends, now let's put the second concept. At 2 o'clock, draw one more circle and put constitutional framework. Constitutional framework being the subtopic. In the subtopic, now put examining the Indian Constitution, which lays down the structure, procedures, powers, and duties of government institutions, as well as the fundamental rights, directive principles, and duties of citizens. Okay? 2 o'clock circle. Please fill following. Okay. Okay. Examining the Indian Constitution, which lays down the structure, procedures, powers, and duties of government institution. At 2 o'clock, if you want, you can draw these 3-4 lines also further. You can put everything in one circle or draw independent circles and put examining the Indian Constitution, which lays down number one sub branch structure, number two procedure, number three powers, number four duties of the government institutions, and fundamental rights and duties. Okay, have you understood? Hope you are getting it now. At 3 o'clock, put 3 o'clock. Put the following. Put structure. Okay. And in structure, in structure, put okay, federal structure at 3 o'clock. Have you understood? Okay. Now come to 4 o'clock. And at 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, put the electoral system, analyzing the parliamentary system, electoral processes, and the role of election commission in conducting fair elections. Okay? I hope you are following. If you're following, please give me a thumbs up. I'm asking you to do it actually, practically. Now, that will actually help you how to do it. You know, let's do the thing. Okay, I think you are following. एक मिनट. Sorry, friends, there was a important phone call. That's always the case. I'm back. Okay. Now, fifth part, 5 o'clock. Now, at 5 o'clock, you can easily put the political parties and movements reviewing the multi-party system and the role of national and regional parties in coalition politics and significance of various grassroots and civil society movements. Similarly, tackle quickly rest at 6 o'clock. ठीक है 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, social cultural diversity. 9 o'clock, role of media. Okay, just read it, you will get it, you will understand it no time in no time. 10 o'clock, rights and social justice. 11 o'clock, decentralization and local government. And finally, 12 o'clock, impact of economic policies on Indian democracy. That is how democratic institutions and processes have been affected by things like liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Okay. Now, this I have given you the basic idea about if you have to prepare a mind map on Indian democracy, then on these 12 sub themes, how you have to develop each theme. Okay? Have you understood it? Anybody? Any doubt? Okay. Friends, this was in brief and perhaps not so brief the how to make the mind map. You see, now we today is already 23rd of February and 26th of May is your preliminary examination. Now, specifically for those who are appearing for 2024 examination of prelims, if you quickly revise your things, making small mind maps, that will help you. Goes without saying, for others, I would advise that once again, you must carefully analyze the and understand the examination pattern. You must know which are the subjects covered, that is the current events, history, culture, geography, polity, economy, environment, science and technology. Okay, you also have to go through the CSAT, carefully analyze what kind of questions are asked in the CSAT. Now that the time is limited, you have to compress that entire 1 year timetable which you would have made in the beginning. That is last year, sometime in May or June, whenever you started the preparation for civil services, prelims and mains combined. I keep on saying you have to do a combined study of prelims as well as the main examination. You would have whatever timetable you made, you have to compress it now for starting from mid February, mid March, mid April, mid May. For these Feb, March, April, May. For 3 months, you have to compress that timetable and you have to assess and calculate how many days are available for you until your preliminary examination. You will have to dedicate a set number of hours each day to this study and taking into account other commitments. Now, that's a very important thing. Friends, I will advise you to plan this entire thing subject wise. You must allocate time based on the your strength and weaknesses. Spend more time on weaker areas, but don't neglect your strengths because it is important that you get your questions right. Okay. So that was the subject wise planning. Now, daily schedule, friends, as I said, that you will have to divide the available time into the daily schedule. For instance, 3 hours for subject A, 2 hours for subject B, and 1 hour for current affairs. Besides this, you also have to include a slot for whatever you have studied for a quick revision. You have to allocate time slots for whatever you have studied for a quick revision, whatever you have covered so far. Friends, have clear cut weekly and monthly goals. For that, you must set the realistic targets. You must complete specific chapters or topics each week. And at the end of the month, you must evaluate your progress and adjust your timetable if necessary. Friends, by now, I expect you that you would have already gone through your standard books, NCERT, newspapers, and annual reports. And you would have prepared your own notes. Please, this is the time not to read any more original books. This is the time to read from whatever prepared notes you have. If you get an additional information, please add it to your notes. Okay? You must avoid at all cost the prevention or information overload. You will get tired if you try to read too many books. This is the stage for going through only your notes. Next thing is you must practice your question and answer, taking your questions according to the time and take the mock tests. Regularly practice solving the previous year's question papers. And once you have done, say, about 10 years previous year's question papers, ideally, I think the your actual preliminary examination starts around 10 o'clock. So take that test at that in that time slot only. Take your mock test at 10 o'clock and time it. I think it is for 2 hours, 100 marks. Time it and spend 2 hours and attempt your questions. Okay? Revision plan, most important. I have already sounded you that you must have a regular revision plan that is daily, weekly, and monthly into your timetable. Bef- in the month of May, that is last month, when you are going to take the plunge, you must entirely focus on revision and practice tests. Okay? Friends, please don't neglect your health and well being. You must have short breaks during the study sessions to improve your concentration. You must regularly exercise and keep your body healthy to keep your mind healthy. That's a very, very important thing. Okay. I have already indicated how to create a mind map, how to revise. You can rewind the video wherever you are not understood. Go over the thing, follow this strategy, and you will come out a winner. Friends, this is as far as what I had to tell you. Now, if you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat box. I will try to answer them. The floor is open for discussion. Any questions, anyone? Thank you, Tejas. I think there are no questions. Anup, can you hear me? If there are no questions, shall we wind up? Okay. Friends, thank you very much. If there are no questions, then all the best. Jai Hind. See you next time. Friends, see you next time. If you find this super coaching UPSC by textbook useful, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. And share this particular video and this particular series with your friends. And if you have any questions, please feel free. You can always ask us. Thank you very much. Bye. See you next time.